Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Radke Show. I am Melissa Radke. This is David Radke, and we are so glad that you guys are here this morning. In fact, where are you watching from today? That's what I want to know. I want to know who we got in the house. Have we got some Northerners in the house? West Coast, East Coast? Who's in the house today? Tell us where you're watching from. We would love to know. In fact, we're pulling it up right now. We don't normally even really get to read the chat as we're talking, but I'm getting tired of that. I told David I have to talk to people.
We may have to figure, excuse me, we may have to figure that out, at least where we can,
For sure. I can't.
At least glance over and go.
I was pretty sure that I was going to be fine with not being able to see the chat. Your girl likes to talk to people. So, where are people tuning in from today?
Because I like to do stuff like this and say, Lynn Wilson.
Woo!
We are so glad this is her first time catching us since we started on YouTube.
Lynn, hello, we love you. We're so glad that you're here.
But we have got Indiana, we've got Tyler, we've got a town called Lufkin. We've got Oklahoma City, Ohio, rainy Seattle, more Ohio, Venice, Florida.
Awesome!
Utah, Wichita Falls. What up, Blake?
Okay, I am so glad that you guys are here this morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to tell you the truth right now. I hardly have on any makeup today.
Stitch.
You're kind of irritating me this morning. I'm going to talk about it live on TV in just a sec. Okay, stop. I don't have on a stitch. A stitch, as my mother would say, of makeup because y'all, I told you yesterday that I think I might have COVID, and I'm not saying it to be funny. I actually really do think I might. Just complete exhaustion, and it's the baffling kind. But now this morning I woke up and I've got this rash, and it's all the way down to here on my face. It's real reddy and red and splotchy, and I don't know what it's coming from, so I just didn't put on anything today. That's not the point. The point is I just want y'all to know why I look a fright. Why I look a fright.
Sometimes people call those sleep marks. Okay, I'm just going to tell you.
Shut up.
I'm going to just tell you something real honest. Okay, real honest.
Tell me in my ear first. No secrets, Dave.
No family secrets here. So AI is talked about everywhere. Okay. AI.
I was at a dinner last night. Nobody mentioned it once.
AI is talked about everywhere.
Only with nerds.
Chat GPTs out there. You got all kind of different. You can even plan trips now. There's AI where you can plan trips like that. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. We'll never be able to take advantage of AI with what we do.
No, we're real people.
Because if I ever mention the name Melissa Radke to an AI, they go into this.
They do.
Corny, Southern, hey, y'all little darlings.
Okay. So one day, I had to write an email, and it was very, very late. It had been due 3 days before. David's like, if I don't get that email, I'm going to burn the city down. So I said, David, I have an idea. Let's just try to see if the AI can write the email. Since I don't have time, let's see, which I did have time. I just didn't want to do it. So he said, write an email for women who refuse to mow their yard, live on a budget of $20 a week. Write it in the voice of Melissa Radke. Y'all, this is exactly how it came back. Hey, y'all. That's my voice. It was like, I'm just sitting out here on the front porch sipping some sweet tea.
I'm fixing to get to the yard, though.
I'm fixing to get to the yard if my man will get off this porch from whittling down this wood. I mean, it was the weirdest thing. So it thinks it knows Melissa Radke's voice, but does it? Does it? I like to think I'm a little classier than that.
When I read it, I thought, where did they get that? They went way overboard. But now I'm wondering, you know how you don't ever sound like yourself in your head? Like if you hear yourself in your head.
I know what I sound like.
I'm wondering if you don't sound to us
like I sound everybody to them.
So they're all going, that sounds just
exactly
like
something you would say. We assume David did sit on the front porch and whittle and you sip sweet tea. Well, we don't. David, can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Do you think it would be possible, kind sir, to make a pot of coffee every morning? Just a pot of coffee. Quit trying to decipher who may or may not drink said coffee and just make a pot of coffee. David goes in there to make a pot of coffee and he says to himself, if Remy drinks 3/4 of a cup, plus Melissa drinks 1 cup, and I drink 1.5 cups, how many cups? Don't word problem it. Just make a pot of coffee. This morning I went in to make coffee. I got this much because you calculated wrong. Okay? And
Maybe you got too big of a mug.
And I know, God knows, the man counts pennies. Counts them, shines them. Okay? But it's just a pot of coffee. If it goes bad, it goes bad. What are we going to be out? 17 cents? Just make a dadgum pot of coffee.
But why? I don't want to waste.
Oh,
there is no better feeling. Generally, after our show, I will pour about 1/2 cup of coffee.
Okay.
And there's nothing better than it going droop, 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 and it's empty. There's nothing better than that.
I'm going to remind you.
You know it's horrible.
Stop talking for 1 second because I'm going to remind you the next time it is Tuesday night at 10:30, I'm going to remind you of the sentence, there's no better feeling than an empty coffee pot.
There's no better feeling at 10 o'clock in the morning. Well, that's not true either. Anyway, so.
Let's just not,
Okay.
tonight at 10:37, tonight at 10:37 when you're still begging for this bod, when you are begging for this bod, I'm going to say, no. Why don't you go in there and pick up that empty jug, my friend?
See, that is the time you need to ask me to make a whole pot of coffee. If you ask me in that time frame, absolutely, it'll be full to the brim every day.
I'm about to fall sound asleep.
Darling, I'm thicking the dough. Do it right now. I'm going to program it the night before.
Okay, calm down. I want to ask you guys a question. If you saw this on the news, don't say anything on the chat. Okay? David Radke. Do you have a number in mind that Travis Kelce's jersey increased between Saturday and Sunday?
Oh, my Lord.
What percentage did his jersey increase? Don't look at the chat.
Oh, I'm not. So you're saying between Saturday and Sunday or Sunday and Monday? Because she didn't go to the game until Sunday.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said Saturday to Sunday. They just said in one day.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
What?
Percentage-wise or number, like a number?
Percentage-wise. What did it go up? Don't be stupid.
17%.
Is that a lot?
Well, yeah, that'd be a lot.
Okay.
Because he'd already be one of the most sold jerseys.
Okay.
I mean,
it increased 400%.
Holy moly.
It increased 400%. Let me just tell you guys how crazy I think it is that a pop star has done this for him. Because nobody knew who he was. You know what I'm saying?
That's not even sort of true.
Nobody knew who, Travis Kelce was. I feel like she put his name on the map.
That's not even sort of true.
It is true.
It's not even true.
Nobody was talking about him until she came along. Nobody was. What does he even do? Like, nobody's ever said he's one of the greats. I mean, nobody even knows what position he plays.
He's the best tight end in the NFL.
Oh,
Him and his brother have a very successful podcast. They're very funny, a little on the salty side. They played in the Super Bowl together. Their mom is in commercials.
No,
so yeah, there's
I don't think
I'm
talking about no. I'm not talking about the fascination with the mom. I'm talking about him as a player. It wasn't ever really talked about as a player.
That's not even sort of true. Not even sort of true.
Did y'all see that on TikTok? All the women saying that to their husbands. I'm just doing to you what they were doing on TikTok. A man walked in and he sat down in his living room and she's like, and she really put him on the map, didn't she? And he's like, are you talking about one of the greatest tight ends to ever play the game? And she's like, yeah, nobody even knew who he was. And he's like this. He goes, stop talking. It's hilarious. So I just wanted to say 400%.
Good Lord.
They even have a name now. And the name is Trailer. Travis and Taylor.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Why? Trailer? It's fine. I mean, it's no benefit, but it's fine. Last night, David and I went to a going away party for a buddy of ours. He's moving. And he said to me, no, yeah, one of the guys at the dinner, not the one going away, but one of the guys at the dinner said, hey, Melissa, if she writes a song about him, tell me the title of the song. Okay, I'm going to ask you in the comments. Taylor Swift writes a song about Travis Kelce. What is the name of the song? There is no right or wrong answer. This is just a creative moment. This is creative free play. Okay, kids? What? I'm going to look in the comments at what y'all are going to say. Kitty Cat says Taylor dropped the F-bomb. That's not the name of the song. I think that's just something she's telling us. Sonny said, yes, I did that to my husband last night. Alex says, dude, I've loved Kelce Brothers and Mama Kelce way before Taylor. Burn his jersey. That would be the name of it. Kitty Cat said, here's the name of it. No more balls for me. Oh, Mandy Bell says, touchdown to my heart. And that's horrible. That's horrible. No one will ever listen to her anymore. Mine was this. He asked me at the table, and quickly I came up with it. Man hands. Man hands. Now that's a good one, because everybody she has ever dated is a tiny little bitty waif. They're just little bitty waif. That man that played Loki, he weighs 60 pounds soaking wet.
They're like this big. You know they got to be short. They got to be short.
Oh, because actors are always short. So, man hands. That's going to be the name of the song. Y'all know that's a good one. Okay. Anyway, what you got this morning?
Well, I actually have some pretty big news if you haven't heard this yet.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
But have you heard there is talk about a possible reboot of The Office?
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Would you let us know? Would you be excited to see a reboot of The Office? And
who would not be excited for that?
And well, I don't know if everybody was fans of it.
Okay. Well, then they're not American. Of course, it started in England.
But the talk is that they have John Krasinski.
What the world needs now is John and Jenna, or what's their names?
Yeah,
Pam and Jim.
Pam and Jim. But I think they really got to get Dwight back.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about. If they really did, and they're talking about this, like this is legit talking about it, and several of the stars have said, of course we'll come back. Of course. Who would they have to have? Who would be a note, like, don't even come at us. Okay, producers, if you don't have who? I'm going to go with Jim and Pam. 100%.
Yes.
You're not going to create another love interest in there. Stanley's not going to finally fall in love with, Phyllis. Yeah. So who would you have to have?
But I do like Stanley, if for no other reason, those shots when he's doing his looks and stuff.
Or his crossword puzzles.
I personally would love for Steve Carell to be in it. Mm-hmm. He was by far the best of all the managers that came in and did that. But there were some other good ones.
People are saying Steve Carell.
Well, I would love him.
I actually would not need Steve Carell, and I'm going to tell you why. Would I like it? 100%, absolutely. I would cry. But Steve Carell left there at the end, and they had a new boss and all this kind of stuff, and the show still went on because the characters were so solid. Yeah. I don't think that they have to have him, but wouldn't it be wonderful if they did? But they have to have Dwight.
Okay, here is my biggest question, though, because I can't tell you how many times I've had this conversation at a backyard party, at a dinner, at a lunch, whatever, talking about The Office.
So we don't go to backyard parties. You and I both know that. I stay in the air condition.
I was going to say we were literally at one on Sunday, but then again, you weren't outside. But there are so many things that make us laugh so hard in The Office that will then follow up by going, they could never make that show today.
Oh, true,
So
David.
that is going to be the tricky thing.
True.
If they do reboot it, and it's not just like a reunion or a couple of episodes, but if they truly like bring it back for a while.
What was one of the funniest episodes ever? What was it about?
They're all inappropriate. I mean,
there was a sexual harassment day, but there was one.
He was always making fun or being inappropriate with Oscar.
Oscar for being gay. But there was another one that was about nationalities. Oh, yeah. Nationalities. And he was talking about Kelly being Indian and he was doing all the Indian voices. I mean, people would never let that happen today because we have a generation of kills. But maybe The Office is just like, oh, screw it. We're going to do it anyway. I don't know. But you're absolutely right.
That might be trickier than getting everyone signed on. And now they sit around going, okay, who's going to write it?
Right.
And would it even still be The Office if it wasn't written?
You know, the other day I saw, so Toby, who was in The Office as the human resources guy, so dry, so just nerd out. You know, he was one of the main writers for The Office. And I just saw him the other day in a Jack in the Box commercial. And maybe one of the producers of the show saw that Jack in the Box commercial and was like, we can't let that happen. Much like, tell him, David. Meow, 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 meow.
Have y'all seen it's Meow Mix? Is that the name of the cat food? And I'm going to forget his name. You'll have to help me with this name.
I think his name isn't AJ. What is the name of the boy band guy that's meow, meow, meow,
the taller guy with black hair? He's
from NSYNC.
Yeah, he kind of had a lot of solos.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Let's see if they're saying who it is. Oh my gosh. Who is it? But all I know is
he's in a cat food commercial, which maybe you could make it work, but then he is meowing like he's in sync.
The cat meow, and then he copies their motions.
I felt really bad. I wanted to start a GoFundMe.
Well, here's the thing. So he is in this cat food commercial, and now NSYNC is coming back. Toby is in a Jack in the Box commercial, and now The Office might be coming back. So you tell me Justin Timberlake wasn't at home where they flipping channels, and he's like, no, we got to get him a job stat.
We can't have that.
It's it's not Joey Fatone. It is not Joey Fatone.
Not Joey.
God knows
it's not Joey.
Lord knows he's done some commercials. Joey, AJ. First of all, I think AJ's in the Backstreet Boys. I don't like it when you get him.
No, Kevin.
JC. That's him. Bless him. And he's wearing denim.
JC is now.
The cats are wearing denim. It's a whole thing.
JC is now K9. Oh no, that's dog. Never mind. I thought that would work. It did. So
okay.
I'll be on a cat commercial before you know it.
Okay. Here's my question for you. What other show would you love to see a reboot for? What other show?
That's tough.
You would love to see the cast come back and redo it. If you could get all the cast back. What is your dream reboot? If you had asked me this 10 years ago, I probably would have said Good Times. But they did that when we were in lockdown. My
childhood comes out, and I think of two, but then I think of what the actors would look like now. I don't think that, actually three, another one just came to mind. I don't think that a Magnum PI would work.
Well, there is a Magnum PI currently right now, and he hot.
No, I'm talking about like with the, with the real people.
Mm-hmm.
I love MacGyver.
You're saying shows that are out, David.
No, but not MacGruber. I'm talking about MacGyver, like the real thing.
My love, there is a MacGyver, okay?
No, but I'm talking about the real people.
Okay. I'm sure that guy's still wandering around Hollywood with a mullet that played MacGyver.
And the other one would be the A-Team. I wonder if B.A. Baracus, Mr. T, ever dealt with his fears and was able to fly. So that
you really want to check in with him. We've got Cheers, Modern Family. Modern Family. It just went off like
That
3 years
actually
ago.
was one that came to my mind.
Parenthood, Friends, Cheers, Will and Grace, The Middle, Fall Guy. Now that's a blast from the past right there. Fall Guy.
Oh, what was T.J. Hooker?
T.J. Hooker with Heather Locklear. Yeah, I'd love to see William Shatner jump across a car like he did in T.J. Hooker. Well, listen, you guys. Last week we had a little bit of an issue with my cooking segment.
It was my favorite.
And so we're going to replay it again because you missed like half of it. So we're going to replay it again because I had someone email me, and this is what they said. At the beginning of the episode, at the beginning of the cooking segment, you said you were making pot pie with a twist. What was the twist? We never got to see it. So you're going to get to see it. Here it is. If I don't show it, how am I going to get to be a brand rep for Keflon? Okay? And all these luxury cooking brands, if they don't get to see me at my finest. Also, David pulled the video up this morning to watch it, to make sure it was going to play. And sometimes I feel when I see my hair in videos that you don't truly love me. Sometimes I think you don't really love me.
Maybe that's the twist. Maybe you...
Oh, it's horrible. Here we go.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this cooking segment. A couple of things before we get started. Number one, I am a very messy cook. I just am. The food always tastes good, don't look that great, okay? I'm a very messy cook. So if you're thinking to yourself, she needs to work smarter and not harder, I know that. I know that. Secondly, I'm taking what is supposed to be like about a 35 to 45 minute dish and I'm putting it into like a 10-minute segment. So we're going to have to zoom through some of this, but that's okay. I was reading the other day about some great fall recipes that are coming before you know it. Cold weather will be here. And I came across one of my family's favorites, chicken pot pie. But this one is done with a little bit of a twist. I think my family's going to like it. I wonder if you will. Let's go ahead and get started. Right now, I've got about 1/3 of a cup of butter that's been melting right here. And I'm just going to go ahead and add my flour. So this is not the kind of chicken pot pie you've had before that's going to go like in a pie crust. No, it's going to be different. See, look at this. Whatever, man. Okay, I'm going to whisk this and get this nice and whisked. I don't know what the words are. Okay, I'm going to whisk this, and while this is kind of... Okay, a lot of people don't have to put up with a cameraman that laughs. Okay, while I do this, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth and 1.5 cups of milk. I'm going to stir that in. So let me go ahead and get started with that. Now, we're just going to, it says to whisk this until it kind of thickens up. It's supposed to thicken. David, why isn't this thickening? Let me go check the directions. Whisking constantly 6 to 7 minutes or until thickened and bubbly. 6 to 7 minutes? I got that kind of upper body strength. All right, so we've done this about 6 to 7 minutes. It says to whisk it constantly until it's thick and bubbly. Nobody whisks me and I'm thick and bubbly. You're going to actually sit it off of the heat, which is what I'm going to do right now. And you're going to add some Creole seasoning to it. I don't know what that's about. This is my favorite Creole seasoning in the whole world. And I've tried all kinds. This is from Mississippi State. They sell it there on campus. I know that is so weird, but it's my favorite. So I'm going to add a bunch. Woo, give that some good flavor. What I have back here is a Dutch oven. And in my Dutch oven, I've got some butter melting. And I'm supposed to add in some diced onion. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're not chopping your onion like this, then I'm not sure what you're doing with your life, but I'm going to tell you this, you're wasting it. Okay? You are wasting your life. This is how you chop an onion, my friends. Look at that. All done. And then you just pop the top. And it's in little bitty chunks. Once it says that this onion starts to kind of cook down and looks a little like transparent, maybe a little caramelized. It also said to add mushrooms, but I'm not a mushroom fan at all, so I'm never going to add them to a dish unless I just absolutely have to. So you can add mushrooms to this if you want, but your girl's not. Okay, we're back. My onions have finished cooking. They're like nice and translucent, and my oven is now on to 425 degrees. And now I'm going to start adding the filling for the chicken pot pie. I've got these carrots. So it called for like matchstick carrots, and I couldn't find any. So I'm having to cut these up with kitchen scissors. And if you don't think that's fancy, then get out of here. Because this is very fancy. Also, I'm not going to add a ton of carrots because not a lot of us like them. Really just, David, do you?
I do.
Oh. Pour the peas in. Just a whole thing of these sweet peas frozen. It says to keep them frozen until ready to use. And I got a 2-pound bag of Southern style hash browns. It called for the cubed hash browns. So I just have the great value kind, and I'm going to use about half of this. So that's good. I don't remember putting potatoes in a chicken pot pie before, but to each his own. You're going to stir this up really good. I told y'all I'm not very fancy. See, I'm pouring this creamy, dreamy sauce all over. Okay, I'm going to give that a stir. Oh, I forgot the chicken. Just kidding. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let this get through all nice and hot. And then I'm going to add it to a 9x13 casserole dish, which I have out over here on the cabinet. And I've already sprayed it with my Pam. I'm going to pour it into that casserole dish. And then it's what comes after that is a little bit of a twist. I hope people like it. We'll see. I'll be right back when that's ready to pour. So here's where things get a little bit different. So this recipe calls for you to make your own homemade biscuits that are going to actually go on top of this, okay? But I ain't going to all that trouble. So what I've done instead is I went and got a Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit mix. Now here's the cool thing. The biscuits that they ask you to make in this recipe were bacon cheddar biscuits. So I'm making the cheddar biscuits, and I've cooked myself up some bacon. I'm going to crumble that in here because I can't imagine why bacon would be anywhere in a pot pie recipe. But I know this, and I stand on this truth, that men are allowed to be free in this country. Freedom of speech, freedom of the Second Amendment, freedom to hide their families from warriors and stuff, but also free to eat bacon at every meal. And I didn't let you watch me make this because it's the Cheddar Bay biscuit mix on the back of the box, okay? It's not like I branched very far out. I stirred it up. We don't want to over mix it, is what it says. I'm going to take what I hope are going to be about 6 or so biscuits. See, I don't really know what size to make them. And I'm just plopping them out on here. Plopping them, y'all. And these are just going to kind of spread. Just like our waistline. Okay? What do you think, Dave?
Looks good to me.
You ain't never turned down no meal. You ain't never turned it down. Look at that. I have to put this in the oven at 425 for about 15 minutes. Oh crap, I think I was supposed to cook that first and then you add the biscuits at the end. David, cut it off for a second. I'm telling you right now, David, if we don't tell them or film it or whatever, they're none the wiser, David. They're going to be none the wiser. I'm supposed to bake it first and then put it. But you know what? Ain't nobody gonna know. Ain't nobody gonna know.
Except the people that are watching.
No, don't film it. Dang it, David! All right, guys, I just pulled this out of the oven. I cooked it for 30 minutes at 425. Now I'm adding these biscuits to the top. You can kind of spread them out, I guess, if you want. Remember, I did exactly what the directions say on the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuit box. The only difference was I just crumbled up some bacon and put in there. But I'm covering some blank spots with this biscuit dough, and we're going to call it a day, okay? Don't need to be perfect, okay? As my granny says, we're just going to go to heaven happy. Okay? And then, while this is cooking for another 15 or so minutes, I'm going to add this little package that comes in the Cheddar Bay biscuits to some melted butter, so that when this comes out of the oven, I'm just putting that along the top, and then there you go. I'm going to put this back in for another 15 minutes, and then we're going to eat. Okay, so I just took it out of the oven, and I let it cool for a second. It looks delicious, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to be a little bit picky because chicken pot pie is one of my favorite things. And I have an incredible recipe for it. So if this doesn't match up, I'm going to say. Why did I take a bite without any biscuit on the top? Hold on. It's really very good. It's really very, very good. It's definitely a different taste. The Creole seasoning also provides somewhat of a different taste, but the biscuits on top, very cool. Check it out, you guys. We will, how do we post the recipe on the YouTube show? I don't know. Good luck to y'all figuring it out.
We'll link it below.
We'll link it below.
Thank you guys so much for watching the Radke Show this morning. Before you go, I want to make a quick announcement. If you live anywhere near Tyler, I want to invite you to be my personal guest tomorrow night.
27th, September 27th,
at
7:30 at AMC Theaters.
to come and watch the movie for absolutely free, Surprised by Oxford. Y'all, this movie is so beautiful. It's so wonderful. It's thought-provoking. It's romantic. It's dramatic. The music is great. The acting is so wonderful. You'll want to bring your adult children or your older teens with you. Littles will not like this one. But we would love to have you as our guest. Dave and I will be in the Tyler area at the
AMC
at
7:30.
for Surprised by Oxford. And all you have to do, Tyler, is just click the link in the comments or in the post and fill out the form, and your tickets will be sent to your phone, and you can come in and sit by me. And it's absolutely free. So come and join us. And if we fill up one auditorium, we're just going to go into a second one and to a third one. So it doesn't matter how many people come, they are ready for us. But maybe you're thinking, well, that's not fair. I live in the Houston area. Don't worry, because we are coming to
The Woodlands on
That's
Sunday, October the 1st.
I'll ask the
Oh, okay.
We're coming to the Woodlands on
October the 1st,
that's a Sunday, and we'll be there at
2 o'clock.
the
Cinemark at the Woodlands Mall.
Cinemark at the Woodlands Mall for you to watch Surprised by Oxford too. Me and David and Remy will be at that one. So fill out the form, get your free tickets, and come and be a part. We'll just keep overflowing and overflowing and overflowing if we have to.
Okay, can I say something? You said it was confusing. I don't see how it's confusing. So if you're anywhere close to Tyler, I know we've got people driving in from Dallas. If you're anywhere close to the Woodlands, I know we got people driving in from Louisiana. But hey, if you're somewhere else and you want to go see Surprised by Oxford this Wednesday or this Sunday, just click on the link and you too can get a free ticket to go see this incredible movie. So you won't get to watch it with us this time, maybe next time, but you can still go get your tickets to see this great movie.
I'm excited for Remy to see it. I'm hoping that it kind of opens up some discussion with her because she's at this college age right now. And I think that this movie really is very enlightening on some beliefs of, should I be a person of faith? Should I not? Like, where do I stand in this? When I'm out in the great big world, what do I truly believe? And so it's a really great discussion starter for teens and young adults. So bring them with you. Get 2 tickets, get 3 tickets, whatever you need to do. Bring your kids, your young adults, your bestie, your mom, whatever, and come and be a part. I can't wait to meet you in Tyler, and I can't wait to hug your neck and meet you in the Woodlands. That's tomorrow night, the 7th. And then Sunday, October 1st. Okay? So we will meet you there. You're my guest. Be my guest. Be my guest. And that's it for today. So thanks for watching the Radke Show here on our YouTube channel every single morning at 9 a.m. Central Time. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
In this golden moment, I'm going to give you an unpopular opinion. Are you ready? Gender reveal parties are stupid. They just are, okay? Nobody wants to eat your cake that might be pink or might be blue. Nobody wants to get that dust all over them, okay? Nobody wants picking confetti out of their hair for the next year just because you're having a girl. Gender reveal parties are stupid, but they must be really stupid to the man who walked in and said to himself, why am I the only naked person at this gender reveal party?